She looked like just another quiet mechanic in the hangar, fixing a jammed minigun on an Apache. The pilot dismissed her until her collar slipped, revealing a Navy SEAL tattoo that froze him in his tracks. What he learned that day would change how he saw her forever. What city are you watching from today? If this story resonated with you, hit subscribe for more real stories about extraordinary people. The hangar smelled of gun oil and dust. The giant AH-64 Apache sat like a sleeping predator under the fluorescent lights. Mechanics bustled around, tightening bolts, refueling tanks. But in the shadow of the rotor, one young woman knelt quietly by the minigun. Her coveralls were too big, rolled up at the sleeves. Stray strands of hair fell from beneath her cap as she worked her hands deep into the jammed firing system. Everyone thought she was just another junior mechanic, quiet, forgettable, invisible in the blur of military machinery. The pilot, a hardened veteran with years in the cockpit, approached impatiently. "We don't have all day," he snapped. "Can't you hurry it up?" His voice carried that edge, the kind of tone soldiers often used with those they thought beneath them. She didn't answer. Instead, she tightened a wrench, pressed a release lever, and with a sharp metallic click, the jam cleared. A live round clattered to the floor, rolling between her boots. She picked it up calmly, handed it back, and stood to wipe her hands. That's when the pilot noticed. Her coveralls had slipped at the collar, revealing ink etched into skin hardened by years of training. It wasn't just any tattoo, it was the unmistakable trident of the Navy SEALs. The pilot froze, his eyes widening as if he had just seen a ghost. For a moment, the noisy hangar went quiet in his head. This woman, the one he'd just dismissed as a nobody, had once worn a uniform that only the fiercest and rarest ever earned. He stammered, That tattoo. You were—" She gave the faintest smile. Once. The truth was heavier than steel. She had served in missions no one spoke about, missions buried in silence. She had seen comrades fall, carried secrets etched into her bones. When she left the teams, she didn't look for glory. She didn't wear medals, didn't tell stories. She just wanted to keep her hands busy, fixing things no one else could fix. But tattoos don't lie. The pilot, suddenly humbled, straightened his posture. His tone shifted, softer now. I didn't know." Her eyes, calm and steady, met his. "You weren't supposed to." For a long second, there was silence between them. The pilot realized he had been speaking down to someone who had once carried a rifle through fire, who had stood shoulder to shoulder with warriors most men could never match. Then, almost reluctantly, he asked, "Why are you here? Just cleaning guns?" She looked at the Apache, the machine she now cared for. "Because some fights don't need guns. Some just need fixing." And with that, she turned back to her work, the weight of 1,000 unspoken stories resting quietly behind her eyes. The pilot never spoke to her the same way again. From that day forward, every time he stepped into the cockpit, he carried not just respect, but a silent awe for the mechanic who once was a SEAL, and who chose humility over glory. And in the hangar, among the noise and grease, she remained a mystery, a living reminder that true strength never boasts, and real heroes don't need to be seen. Thanks for being here till the end. If this story moved you, give it a like, subscribe for more real moments, and share your thoughts. I read every comment.